Hi there. I hope you'll excuse the just woken up look because I've literally just woken up. Just going through some morning work stuff, and this eclipse, this sky clock, sky program business. Look, it's totally my opinion. I'm totally happy if it's wrong. And look, the moon is a big thing. The sun is a much bigger thing than the moon, but because it's so big and prevalent, people pay little attention to it. As in, carbon dioxide is running temperature cycles and affecting them in this place. It's like, no, if anything is the solar cycle actually is, there is 1,000 times more data to back up that correlation than anything to do with levels of a particular gas. But people, elephant in the room, right? The sun is the elephant in the room. The moon is the cocktail bar in the room. People pay a lot more attention to the moon. I think it's because it mostly acts as a mirror and it reflects mostly emotions back. Very raw and unfiltered. And so some people fall in love with their own reflection and some people demonize it, and some people do both at the same time. And there are other things going on with whatever we're calling the moon. But, in general, what is happening up there is a reflection. This is esoteric now. I'm not talking about physical, I'm not talking about hard matter, because physical, hard matter, nuts and bolts, my finger doesn't go through my hand, that's about 1% or not even of what's going on here. And science will back that up if you actually want to go digging for it. Hard matter, Newtonian type physics is about 1%. And the other 99% is unseen and unfelt for most people. It's ether, it's plasma. It's the thing that happens before the material. It's pre-material, pre-matter. Thoughts, feelings. That's the bulk of what's going on here. And when I say the bulk, I'm like 99% it's probably more than that. So it really is the bulk of what's going on here. So I'm just going to talk about that, because what's the point of talking about the hard material stuff? That'll just bend and sway and change to whatever the ether and the physics and our thoughts and our feelings do anyway, right? So why have conversations about that? Why not have conversations about the stuff that we do have control over? What's going on up there is a reflection of something. It is a program that runs and runs and runs. The planets are like the wild cards. They're the wandering stars in the program, but they also have much more sway over really only animals that are close to humans, yeah, and some sway over plants, like definitely over growth. But mostly us. Anyone who wants to tell you we're evolved from a monkey and we're not that important, then why does the sky program affect us more so than anything else? It's just a question that you could ponder. Anyway, it's a reflection. It's not up there moving around. They're not actually there. Or if they are actually there, that's that 1% reflection of the 99% that's hidden. So even if they are actually there, that's not, you're only reverse engineering if you're going to try and say NASA studied this and we sent a probe to that, and it's like trying to work out how to build a car because someone dumped a car in your yard, and you're going to strip it back to wires and paint flakes and bare metal and try and reconstruct it from there. Like, That's the very end stage. Would be something that you could land a probe on. There's a lot that's gone on before then. So it's mostly energetic, and it's a reflection. And what's it a reflection of? Well, it's a reflection of a program. And I call the program the autopilot. It is the autopilot for us. It is the autopilot for lots of animal behavior. It's definitely the autopilot for plant behavior. It's a template for a way that this place could run with no conscious awareness. I think you would need conscious beings here for this place to run, because conscious beings are the battery for this place. They're what actually power it. It wouldn't be here if there weren't conscious beings here. But you can be semi-conscious. If you're unconscious, that means you have a consciousness. You're just not using it. Right? Let's look at it that way. So it's there. You have the power pack, but you're not tapping it. Unconscious doesn't mean you can never be conscious. You're not. It's not capable of consciousness. No, I don't think so. Anyway, that program, that pattern, I think it's in us. I think it's hardwired into us like a flash drive. It's software, and we get loaded. With our own particular version of the software. Well, kind of. Like, it's almost like it's hardware, but it's not. It's software as well. But when we come in here, we come in, with that birth chart. Certain time, certain place, boom, you get hit with the lights. You get card punched. So you get located within the software, how you're going to behave, stretched across the whole software pattern. Every star, every planet, every asteroid, everything. Like it all means something, right? Every little 0 and 1 and dash and every bit of code in there, a programmer will tell you every single piece of code in there has to be there to make it work. Otherwise it wouldn't be there. So when we're talking about eclipses and archons and planets and birth charts, and that's the autopilot. So try not to fall in love with it. Like, even if those segments of the autopilot have their own consciousness, well, the planets are the gods, they're evolving too. Maybe. I can't say no to that. I don't know. Maybe they are beings. Maybe every star is a being. Maybe every asteroid has consciousness like every crystal and rock down here does. Whether that is the case or not, they are being used as an autopilot program of control so that things unfold in a certain way. That's neither good nor bad. That just is what it is. And I think it could be, it's neutral. Like it could be good or bad. My particular view of that is the autopilot was hijacked. The software was hacked. Virus isn't the right word. I think it was given a Trojan horse. It was given an illness. Although virus kind of is programming lingo in a way. Like a virus is just a packet of software. It's just information, behavioral information, coding. So there is an autopilot program at play here, and that's how this thing all kind of runs, and it's all laid out in the sky. You can see it. The program is there if you know how to decipher it. But I wouldn't be falling in love with that. That's just to show you what's coming and show you what's been, and let you know why people are acting so crazy or in certain ways around you, or why you've done certain things that you've done, or why you feel like you should do certain things. But at the end of the day, just switch the autopilot off. Like, you can take manual control. That's being lucid in the dream. That's what I've been banging on about for a couple of videos now, is becoming lucid in life means turning off the autopilot. And astrology is nothing more than the autopilot. So this is going to show you what's coming up with the people around you who are unconscious or maybe part of the program. This is going to show you what's coming up in the systems that are intimately part of the program: education, warfare, banking, health, medical. They're all just systems that are part of the program. We can get into those systems potentially with our autopilot switched off and consciously do things in there, but most of the beings that are involved in running that system, most of the hardware and the software, is just running on the program. The autopilot is on, well and truly. So maybe you don't pay any attention to astrology at all. I would say that is potentially a mistake, because that is the program. If someone says get with the program, that's what they're talking about. There is a program. To any macro or micro level that you want to play it, you will see it unfold without fail, like dogmatically unfold. That's the way it works. And the only reason to become aware of it is so you can see where it is operating within you and switch that off. And also to see where you are supporting outside atrocities, systems that are anti-human. Like this thing got hacked. Yeah, I'm not saying the system's anti-human. Perhaps it is. My theory is that there's a Trojan horse and it got hacked. And so if awful things are going on and you're noticing them, that program is probably still running in you somewhere. Find it and delete it or remove it. That's what you can do. It's totally possible to do that. And very worthwhile. So yeah, enjoy the astrology as it unfolds around you. It's going to be an interesting few weeks, few days on the backside of what's coming up in an hour or two. But just know that no matter how wild it gets, it's still programmed. It's still running just like any other software program would run. The only glitch in the program is you, if you choose to be.